Exercise 3-4. This is Chapter 3, Problem 4, and they're asking you about applying overhead. Let's go through, and I want to point out the important things to you. They use a predetermined rate, which means they guess at the beginning of the year and then correct at the end of the year. Very common. Their predetermined rate was $18.20 an hour. This was based on 218,000, or this creates $218,400 worth of overhead at an estimated level of 1,200 hours. That's what they estimated. What they actually had, they had $215,000 of overhead and worked 11,500 direct labor hours. So they want us to look at this and figure out if the overhead is over applied or under applied. So let's go through, take a look, fill it in. Manufacturing overhead incurred, that's this number right here, 215,000. The actual direct labor hours times the predetermined overhead, they actually had 11,500 hours. So 11,500 hours. And this is the actual overhead. And it's important to label. Okay, the predetermined overhead rate was $18.20. $18.20 predetermined overhead rate. So the actual overhead applied is this times that. So 209,300. So they actually had 215,000. They applied 209,300. So we subtract 209,300 from 215, and our overhead is 5,700 under applied. And again, let me make sure you see why. This is how much we applied. This is how much we had. If we said we had 209,300 but charged our work in process for 215,000, that would be over applied. Here it's the exact opposite. We actually had 215,000 but said we had 209,000. So we have $5,700 worth of overhead that we have to apply close to cost of goods sold. So the overhead is under applied. The journal entry, therefore, think about what we would be doing. We would be crediting manufacturing overhead and debiting cost of goods sold. Get the picture. Here's our overhead account. Our actual overhead, the amount of bills that came in, the electric bill, the water bill, the indirect material, the indirect labor, the taxes, the insurance, all of that was 215,000. The amount that we took out that we applied to work in process was 209,300. So when you balance that out, you find that we have $5,700 left in the overhead account that we haven't put to goods. So we need to credit this to make this go to zero. And this goes to work in process. And then they said, but we close it all to cost of goods sold. So it goes to finished goods inventory. And there it goes to cost of goods sold, where it ends up. Okay? It floats down. Nothing floats up. It always floats down. So, because it was underapplied, the journal entry would increase the cost of goods sold by $5,700, and the gross margin would decrease by $5,700. Because remember, gross margin is selling price minus cost of goods sold. So that problem was a really good problem for you to practice seeing what pieces go where and how to finalize, how to move it out of underapplied or overapplied and adjust it off to cost of goods sold.